Hello and welcome to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, transfer news updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion of the very first time in Sri Lanka. We are live once again at 10 p.m. on a Sunday night for the match reaction and player ratings. And man, oh man, what a game we've had! Like the good old days, old school ways, we finish it off on Fergie time. Marcus Rashford, the first player to finish off games, in fact, to score on the 90th minute. Four times the player to have scored most goals in the 90th minute, and respectively scoring 4 goals in the 90th minute in 4 matches. You talk about Rashford not being in form, maybe he's just getting back. I think Ralph Rangnick, about Rashford, I think Ralph Rangnick should be using him as a super sub. I think he works off that way quite well since he has not been in the best of forms, a little off touch. Martial playing a crucial cameo. Cavani showing a lot of passion. Anthony Elanga, the youngster, lighting up Old Trafford as well with his chant being sung all over. Jadon Sancho unfortunately can't take a part of the games yet, but we do hope to see him soon as well. Diogo Dalot playing a very crucial part in that game. Rafael Varane, it's good to see him. I think he's being shadowed by a lot of performances as well. Harry Maguire, I would say a decent performance by Harry Maguire. Overall, Manchester United control the game, and I think when you control the game the way Manchester United control without creating chances like that, it is a little difficult to score goals. But at the end of the day, 3 points, top four, good old Fergie time, good old days, gives you memories. If you have been a Manchester United fan throughout Sir Alex Ferguson's time, it gives you a little bit of memories as well. So overall, most importantly, 3 points and top four secure. Let's get straight to the player ratings as well. So before I do start off with the player ratings, if you are new here, do give us a subscribe, smash a like on the video, and do share this out to your friends, colleagues, anyone you've got United fans as well. And yes, before I do start off with the player ratings, let me go give you the starting 11. Yes, the predicted starting 11, which I did predict, did go a little off as well, and all the best of predictions. So to start off the starting 11, David Dahi as usual, the number one goalkeeper, Alex Telles, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire, and Diogo Dalot, the rock solid defense last night, which did give us a clean sheet as well. At number six, we had Scott McTominay, Fred, and Bruno playing the number eights. Anthony Elanga on the left wing, I thought was superb. Not the best, he was not at his best, but yes, as a youngster at 19, quite good. Cristiano Ronaldo up front as usual, Greenwood on the right. And our substitutes being Rashford, Martial, and Edinson Cavani. So let's start off with David Dahia. There you go. That is David Dahia on screen, numero uno. And I'm genuinely happy for David Dahia, and happy for that Manchester United defense, because last night David Dahia did not have anything much to do, because throughout the past few games, we see David Dahia being the man of the match quite frequently. And why he becomes the man of the match quite frequently is because he does a lot of saves. He had got a lot to do at the back as well, which shows that Manchester United's defense has not been that good, and that is why David De Gea has been getting the man of the match award as well. And yesterday it was a quiet game for David De Gea, which is a positive, because that shows that our defense has been solid and we have been having control of the game and the ability to stop West Ham from breaking that defense as well. So considering David De Gea's performance, yes, a quiet game for him, nothing much to do, and that is why I've given him a 6.5 is what I wanted to give him. But since he did get that clean sheet, it is his 162nd clean sheet, if I'm not wrong, in the Premier League as well, and that is why I'm giving David De Gea a 7. Being a little having a little favoritism, just because he got that clean sheet. I think it was very important to him as well. We badly needed that clean sheet. Our defense needed that clean sheet. Manchester United needed a clean sheet as well, and that is why I've gone with a 7 for David De Gea. And once David Tahir is over, now do send in your ratings. You might disagree with me, you might agree with me on this, and you guys might have your own opinion. So do send that on the live chat as well. It's all yours. Keep the show running. It is you that keeps the show running. So do send in your opinions. Anything you've got Manchester United related on that live chat. And let's move on to our defense from David Daya. We move on to Diogo Dalot. Dalot, I thought, was superb last night once again. I think Dalot has definitely been a revelation under Ralph Rangnick. He's been on the bench for almost 2.5 years. Oli gets sacked, Carrick comes in, starts you Dalot a little. That's being continued by Ralph Rangnick as well. And now we've seen how important that offensive output in fact, from Dalot is. And I'm not going to lie, I did see a little bit, a glimpse of defensive work, in fact, improved defensive work in the right words from Diogo Dalot. And I thought he had a decent game. Definitely a contender for the man of the match as well for me, along with Rafael Varane. And yeah, a decent game. I would give him a 6.5. Listen, my rating is going to be a 6.5 since I can't go with decimals here. I'll go with 7 on screen, but the rating is gonna be 6.5. So excuse me there. So we'll move on. We'll move on from Diogo Dalot to. In fact, let's move on to our next defender. Let's get to our centre backs. The centre back pairing yesterday being Rafael Varane and Harry Maguire. Let's start off with Varane. Let's start from the right. Let's go in order. And there you go, a beautiful picture of Rafael Varane wearing that away jersey and celebrating as well. One of my favorite players in Manchester United right now as well. One of my favorite defenders as well, Rafael Varane. I'm so happy that he came from Real Madrid to Manchester United. We badly needed a centre-back, a world-class centre-back, and someone definitely with that winning mentality. Now, the thing about Rafael Varane the past few days, the past few matches is that his performances have been very underrated. I thought his performances have been under the shadow by the performances of Anthony Elanga, these last minute goals, and the work that he's put in at the back has really not been seen or highlighted. I thought he's played a very crucial part in the past few games, and I definitely think yesterday too was a good game for him. He should have scored in that corner as well. He should have tried a little bit more better, and he would have got that goal for himself along with that clean sheet. He's been superb for me since the day he came to Manchester United. Man, he is my favorite player, so definitely, and that is why I've given Varane a 7. I think he deserves that 7. Consistently putting out good performances throughout the past 2 to 3 matches, and that is why I've given him that 7, considering that clean sheet as well. From Rafael Varane, we are going to move to our next defender, El Capitano, Harry Maguire. And there you go, that is Maguire for you on screen. Now the interesting thing about Harry Maguire is that a lot of fans did have a lot of praise for Harry Maguire, and I did see a lot of fans going to say that definitely was a man of the match contending performance. Listen, Harry Maguire yesterday did play quite well. I know he's been on the bench for some time, and coming out and giving that performance is good. But as the Manchester United captain, as a Manchester United player, the minimum you expect from a Manchester United captain, from a Manchester United defender, is what Harry Maguire did yesterday. Yes, it was crucial. A few blocks, a few saves were crucial. He defended well. But just because he brings in that performance for one game doesn't mean he is back. He deserves the man of the match award. That is the minimum you expect from a Manchester United captain. Was he vocal on the field yesterday? As a captain, you take his performance as a captain. Was he vocal enough on that field? I'm afraid he is not vocal enough on the field. Yes, he did perform well yesterday, but considering Harry Maguire, in my opinion, something just seems to be a little off for Harry Maguire because his facial expressions did not show that he was actually enjoying it. I'm not quite sure, I may be wrong. This is my opinion, and I'm just sharing my opinion out to you guys as well. I'm just another United fan, just like you are, and that is my opinion because I feel that yes, he shouldn't be the Manchester United captain for me because we have to give that captain's armband to somebody more vocal on the field, somebody who takes up more responsibility and who does not make mistakes often like Harry Maguire does. And I feel that Harry Maguire is not the right captain, but yes, yesterday was a decent performance. But is it a man of the match contending performance? Will he be doing this consistently? As a Manchester United captain, are you really going to give that man of the match award to that performance? In my opinion, no, and that is why I would like to give Harry Maguire a 6.5. I'm giving a 6.5. Once again, I'm telling you, I don't have decimals here, that is why I'll round it off to a 7. So, mind you, the rating is a 6.5, and I've rounded it off to a 7. Now, do send in your opinions, anything you've got Manchester United related on the live chat, your ratings might differ from mine if you did watch the match, so do send in your ratings on the live chat. We'll change it from Harry Maguire to our final full back as well, Alex Telles. Now, Alex Telles did have a decent game. He has been quite good since Randy came as well. I think, yes, he looks a bit rusty. He still looks a bit rusty for me, Alex Telles. He does not look like the Alex Telles we did see in Porto, because in Porto he seemed like he had much more confidence in him, and he still does have a wonderful left foot. I think he still could polish a few things from his offensive output, and yes, he has to work more on his defensive output as well. But I thought he did have a decent game, an average game for me. And as you know, an average is a 6 considering ratings, and that is why I've given Alex Telles a 6. Now, do send in your ratings if you do disagree, if you have got another rating, do send in that along with your opinion and reasons why you have a 6 or a 5 or a 7 or a 8 for the respective player. Now, before I do move on to the next player, Scott McTominay, let me just take away this from there as well, because it is a little disturbing, isn't it? So we've got Scott McTominay. Yes, he is playing on the number 6 role as a center defensive midfielder. Yes, we do know that he is more of a box-to-box midfielder and not a CDM. But he is doing a decent job there, a job you can expect. I think you can accept, in fact, from a box-to-box midfielder. Yes, as a CDM, we need much more better performances. This was against West Ham, and when we take on other teams like Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, maybe even Tottenham further up in the league as well, further up in the season, we will need a proper defensive midfielder taking that role as a sole defensive midfielder, because I don't think Scott McTominay can really handle himself as a sole defensive midfielder all by himself in that role. A decent job can be done, but when it comes to big teams like City, Chelsea, Liverpool, will Scott McTominay be able to handle that role all by himself? I'm not quite sure, but yes, he did have a decent game, an average game for me, and that is why I've given Scott McTominay a 6 as well. I'll do send in your ratings. You might, like I always tell you, might not agree with me, so do send in your ratings on the live chat. And let's move on to our next player from Scott McTominay, to our box-to-box midfielder who has been in quite decent form this season. 3 assists to his name, and it is none other than Fred. Fred, I think, has been improving quite a lot. He has been criticized a lot as well throughout his career at Manchester United, and day by day, yes, he has been improving. But is he up to the quality of a midfielder who can start at Manchester United and win us titles? I'm not quite sure. Definitely would be a superb player to come off the bench. Has a lot of energy in him. Definitely has a lot of can do a lot of running as well, and that is why I think he's definitely a solid bench player. You could say a player who comes off the bench or a squad player. But to be winning titles, is he the kind of starter you need? I'm not quite sure. I think you need more quality in there. If Scott McTominay and Fred can handle a game and win us that West Ham game, definitely, if we get more quality midfielders in there, we can create more creativity. There would be more imagination, better creativity, and I think we would have created more chances in that game, and we wouldn't have to wait until that 92 plus 50th odd second to score that winning goal. But yes, considering Fred's performance yesterday, I did think he too had an average game, and that is why I've given him a 6 as well. So let's move on from Fred to our final midfielder, the center attacking midfielder, you could say the number 8, who where he does play, yes, in the 4-3-3 formation. Once Manchester United, once Ralph Rangnick did change the formation to a 4-3-3, we've definitely seen Bruno Fernandes come back to life as well. Be it defensive work, be it offensive work, we've seen it all. He plays as a false 9 at times, supports the front 3 as a false 9, goes back, helps defensively as well. Creativity is there as well, and definitely that change in formation has helped him. And like Ralph Rangnick says, instead of pinning him as a number 10, having two number 8s and playing Bruno Fernandes as a number 8 gives him the freedom, to move into key areas and, making that threat and creativity. And that is why I did think he too had a decent game. Not the best of games, I still think he can do better, and that is why I've given him a 6.5. Rounding that off to the closest goes to a 7, but my rating is a 6.5, and since I don't want to have decimals here, I've rounded that off to a 7. Let's move on from Bruno Fernandes to our forwards, starting with Anthony Elanga, the 19-year-old player, and man, what a classy celebration! What a celebration that is! A cold celebration, ice and the winds, definitely sheesh, whatever you call it. And to be doing what he does at 19 years old, just like Mason Greenwood when he was 19, Anthony Elanga, the energy he has in him. And yesterday, a few balls I see. So when the ball is dead, or maybe when it is close to going out, I really don't see any. I really don't see any other players committing to the ball. I see Rashford and them, stop their runs and let the ball go out. And suddenly I see Anthony Elanga run out from nowhere, get the ball and push it back behind the outline so that the ball comes back into play. The kid's got a lot of energy, definitely has got a lot of energy, definitely one for the future, a quality player, and I think definitely would be one of the best in the future if he does continue to be the player he is right now, and if he keeps improving in his game. Hopefully Ralph Rangnick does help in that as well, because in my opinion, to be honest, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been here, I have not seen improvement in players. Greenwood is the same Greenwood we saw about 2 to 3 years, 2.5 years back. Bruno Fernandes is the same Bruno Fernandes we saw 2.5 years back. It's the same with Harry Maguire. In fact, Harry Maguire has only got worse, you could say. Lindelof as well. We have not seen any improvement in the game. We've only seen the same Lindelof throughout Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's regime as well. We have not seen any improvement. Hopefully Ralph Rangnick does change that. Yes, we've seen progress under Ralph. We've seen him promoting the youth to the senior team as well. So hopefully he does improve these players as well, and maybe the next manager who comes, be it Pochettino or Eric Ten Hag. I thought he had a decent game, and that is why an average game, you could say. Yes, he's 19, but an average game, and that is why I've given Anthony Elanga a 6 as well. So let's move on to our next forward, our striker, none other than the legend of the game himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. I thought Ronaldo had a fabulous game yesterday. Yes, he did. He did not have an assist, neither did he score a goal, but I thought he played a crucial part in the game. He played a leading role in the game. So I read this tweet out. It was by a very reliable journalist as well. He had tweeted out saying that one of the West Ham United analysts had told, while the game was going on, towards the end of the game, had told that Ronaldo in those small pockets are killing us again. And I'll tell you, that was very true. If you want proof, if you do want proof, go check out the goal we scored. Just before Ronaldo, just before Ronaldo. We constantly saw in yesterday's game Ronaldo dropping back, and we thought he was dropping back with frustration since he was not getting his service, neither was he scoring any goals. Maybe it's not out of frustration, maybe it is part of the plan. But if you did see it, if you did notice it, him dropping back really did help Manchester United. And if you did not notice, do go watch the game again, especially where we scored a goal just before Ronaldo makes that final pass to Anthony Martial, and Anthony Martial passes it to Cavani. Cavani assists it to Rashford. When Ronaldo has the ball, he drops into a pocket of space at the back. He drops deeper, gets the ball, he keeps going, he drags two defenders towards him, and as those two defenders commit to the ball, he makes that pass to Anthony Martial. So that is the trouble he was causing West Ham United, and that is the kill that the analyst was saying too. Ronaldo in that pocket was killing them, was what the analyst did say, and definitely it did kill them and cost them that goal, which ultimately decided the game at the end of the day. I thought he played a fabulous role yesterday. Yes, it was not the fabulous we expect, because the fabulous we expect from Ronaldo is a handful of goals in a match. But yesterday, the role he played was very crucial. He took up leadership. He commanded a few players. He commanded the team as well. Though he was not given the captain armband, yes, with his experience, you definitely expect him to command. And yes, I think ultimately him paid off, especially dropping deep paid off as well. And that is why I've given Cristiano Ronaldo a 7. And Chrissy R7, and man, I've given you a 7. What a man I am to be given a rating like that. Goodness gracious. Let's move on from Cristiano Ronaldo to Greenwood. Now, about Greenwood, something that I don't like in Greenwood is, yes, people talk about Mason Greenwood being a little selfish. And yes, we did see it yesterday as well. People talk about this agenda about Cristiano Ronaldo and Mason Greenwood. Is it true? Is it not? I'm really not quite sure. I have my doubts as well. But Greenwood is a young lad at 20. When you have someone like Cristiano Ronaldo in your squad, and at that age, you always look to approach such a player and educate yourself and improve your game based on his advice. And so I'm not quite sure if the agenda is actually true, but something that Greenwood needs to improve on is his passing. Yes, he has got that instinct, you could say, in him where he decides to shoot instead of passing. He does not look up, he looks down, he shoots. And this is because he is a striker, he is a forward. And to be honest, I would like to see Mason Greenwood play up front as a striker. For me, for Manchester United, he should be the striker going forward. But yes, I know that Manchester United are very, very much in interest with Erling Haaland as well. But listen, Haaland has his demands, Raiola has his demands. It'll be a tough deal for us to get. Teams are going to go after him. Okay, you don't get Haaland. I really want to see, rather than seeing Haaland in that Manchester United team, yes, I would love to see Haaland in that United team. I think he would be one of the best players in the future, definitely one of the top stars. But I would love to see Mason Greenwood play up front all by himself there, because he is a Manchester United product. To be seen him coming through the academy at 17, playing that PSG game, that game in France as well, and to be coming through the ranks and finally getting to play as a striker in the first team. And with the abilities he has, this finishing he has, and it's, to be honest, it's been a really, really, really long time since I saw Mason Greenwood do a lovely finish off that left foot, or do a power packed, in fact, do a shot with a lot of power from the right. And more than that, what I've missed is that finish from his left foot, that lovely finish which is accurate to the point where the thread goes through the needle right from the middle as well. So it's been a long time since I've seen such a finish, and that is why I would like to see Mason Greenwood play up front. We've definitely got options in Edinson Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo. I understand why we play him on the right, and why he doesn't pass is that because he's got that instincts of a forward. He's got that in him because he has been playing as a forward. So yes, definitely by next season, at least I would like to see him play up front as well. I think Cristiano Ronaldo's arrival has made him go to the right, because I think with Edinson Cavani, definitely he was the striker to be played. And since we did get Ronaldo, he has once again moved to the right. I think if we are going to play Mason Greenwood, we should play maybe Martial or Sancho on the left, because we can't play two wide forwards. If you look at the stats, if you do look at the stats, Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford have only got one assist each to their name. And you could say this is one reason Cristiano Ronaldo does not have uh, uh, an expected number of goals, you could say, to his name, because our two forwards haven't been creative, and both forwards we play most of the time, Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood, are wide forwards who prefer to take shots from a distance, not creative forwards who dribbles and creates those passes and creates those chances. And that is one reason I feel Cristiano Ronaldo does not have the expected number of goals under his belt. So if you are playing either if you are playing Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford, I think it should be only one of them, because both these forwards are wide forwards. If you are playing Mason Greenwood on the right, I think you should play Martial on the left. If you are playing Rashford on the left, you've got to play Sancho on the right, because I really want to see Sancho on the right. Personally, I want to see Sancho cement that right wing to himself, because I think he's superb there. We've seen it at Dortmund, how creative he is, and the demand Dortmund asked from Manchester United as well. In order to get him, I think we should play him on the right, give him time, let him improve, let him adapt, adjust, improve his game, and cement that place for himself. And yes, maybe I think a loan move would do for Greenwood as well. We've got two strikers in Ronaldo and Cavani. Yes, I do know that he is too good a talent as well, but we've got to give him some game time as a center forward. But if you are really looking to play him as a wide forward, I think what we lack then is creativity, like we did yesterday, because we played wide forwards in Anthony Elanga and Chris Mason Greenwood as well, because Elanga too is not very much of a creative wing. He is only 19. He's just starting to play in the first team as well, so he needs his time. I think we need at least one creative forward playing every game, and I would preferably like to see Jadon Sancho play that role. I thought Greenwood had an okay game, a little selfish you could say about that, but then again, it is his instinct to be so, and that is why I've given him a 5. I thought early on when he did take a shot, he should have passed it to Cristiano Ronaldo, because he was quite open. Unfortunately, that did not happen. His head was down. He did not see Ronaldo open as well. I think that cost him the pass. And maybe we would have been 1-0 up by that time. And the next player, we move on to our substitutes to start off with Marcus Rashford. Now, I know that Marcus Rashford has been scoring a lot of goals for us as well. Barrett Warren says VAW.FYI for your information. What is it? Not quite sure what you are trying to say there, so maybe if you could elaborate. So let's start off with our do give me a minute here. There we go. Let's start off with our substitutes. Start off with Marcus Rashford. Now, I know that Rashford has been scoring goals for Manchester United, and goals which are actually of value, because it has been deciding our games as well. We saw it against Brentford. We saw it against yesterday. We saw it against West Ham as well. But the thing with Marcus Rashford is, yes, it helps his confidence. It will do the world to his confidence as well. But one thing I think with Marcus Rashford is that he has not had much to do, to be honest. He has come, he has placed himself in the right positions and scored the goals. Yes, I think that's very important, but we need more from Marcus Rashford. We need Marcus Rashford to get back to top form as soon as possible. We need Marcus Rashford to be the Marcus Rashford we know as soon as possible, because though he has been scoring goals, he has not had much to do apart from placing himself in the right positions, which I know is quite important. But from a player like Marcus Rashford, you expect so much more. I think he shouldn't be starting yet. I think he does so much better as a super sub for now. For now, I think Elanga, maybe Martial, and maybe Sancho should be given more time to play. And yeah, keep Rashford in that bench for some time, and gradually increase the number of minutes he plays as a substitution, and then maybe cement his place. Maybe make him start and tell him to prove him to prove Ralph that he has to start. And a decent performance, you could say. Yes, a very crucial goal, more than a decent performance. I think the deciding goal for us as well, and that is why I've given Marcus Rashford a 7. So let's move on from Rashford to our final two substitutes, starting off with Edinson Cavani, the man who assisted that goal, and I thought he played a crucial part, a very important, very valuable cameo for Manchester United as well. Got that assist, important assist, super pass, pinpoint. Areola could have got to that pass as well, but yes, I think it was very well done there by Edinson Cavani to make sure Areola does not get to the ball. He passed it quite fast enough as well so that Areola doesn't get to the ball. Apart from that, he did some crucial work with and without the ball as well. To be honest, I would love to see Edinson Cavani at Manchester United at least another 4 or 5 years younger, and I wish he was not as injury prone as he is, because I think Edinson Cavani is very, in fact, it's not something to think, but it is known to everyone that Edinson Cavani is a very injury prone player. In my opinion, had it not been for injuries, it's just an opinion, all right. Let's direct it as a question. What do you think as well? In my opinion, I think had it not been for injuries, Edinson Cavani would be up there among the debates of the top players, maybe along with the Ronaldos, maybe along with the Messis and Ronaldos as well. Because had it not been for injuries, I think he would have played so much more games, scored so much more goals. His aerial threat, his movement inside the box, his defensive work rate on the field, his determination and passion towards the game, towards the team he plays for, is spectacular. And I think had it not been for injuries, in my opinion, yes, he will be up there with the top players along with those debates. I thought he played a very crucial role of the bench as well, and that is why I've given Edinson Cavani a 7 to a very important assist. Did a spectacular job. Let's move on to Anthony Martial. And once again, you talk about Martial going to Sevilla, talk about him going to Newcastle, Barcelona, Juventus, wherever it may be. I thought a very important cameo once again played by Martial. In fact, more important than the role Cavani played yesterday was the role that Martial played. A very important cameo. Yes, he did look like a player who has not been on the pitch for some time, but man, what a cameo he did play, and ultimately made a assisted the assist, you could say. Yes, a very crucial part. I think if like Mark Goldbridge just said, if Martial does want to play up front, he has to be sold. But if he wishes to play on the left, I think Rangnick should convince him to stay at Manchester United, and we should start Martial on the left, because he is a very creative left winger then, and he doesn't take shots way outside the box as well. He creates, he dribbles, he gets into the box, and when he has a clear chance to shoot is when he does shoot. So I think Martial on the left would help us a lot, and having two creative forwards in Jadon Sancho on the right and Martial on the left gives us plenty of service for Ronaldo and Edinson Cavani as strikers as well. Apart from that, last night match, crucial role, crucial cameo, important role, yes, and that is why I've given him a 7. And hopefully things do go well for him, and we'll see what actually happens. I think whatever happens, it will be in favor of both parties, considering Martial and the team if he does move at Manchester United as well. And one last time before our players, in the player ratings we've got Ralph Rangnick, and I thought Rangnick, Man, that was a Ralph Rangnick masterclass. United were settling. You shouldn't say settling. We were going in the direction of a tie, and Rangnick, it was do or die for him. He knew that this game was going to be very important for us, because had it been a draw, Arsenal and Spurs would have easily had the opportunity to get over us, considering the number of points and the number of games they had in hand as well. Ranić knew we had to win this game, just like the good old days, bringing in four attackers. In fact, three substitutions in Sri Lanka. In fact, Rashford, Martial, and Cavani, bringing in four attackers, two strikers, Cavani, Ronaldo, Martial, and in fact, Martial and Greenwood was it on the right at that time as well. In fact, Rashford. No, it was Rashford on the left. Martial. Yeah. So Martial, Rashford, Cavani, and Ronaldo was on the four attackers we had. It was more of a 4-2-4, you could say, or a 4-1-1-4. Anyways, four attackers attacking, attack, and like the good old days, forget time. It ultimately pays off. Very good decision making there. And one thing I think Ralph needs to improve is that he should instruct the players not to take too many shots outside the box or way far, about 30 to 20 yards, 30 to 35 yards away from the box. And yes, he did come out in the post-match reaction as well, and did tell out that we were taking way too many shots outside, shots we shouldn't have been taking, shots that we shouldn't have been taking, and making a pass and getting closer to the goal and then shooting maybe. And yes, so he does know that. And one thing that I like in Ranjik is he does realize what goes wrong in which point of the game, what he needs to improve, and he doesn't come out to the media and just, what could I say, utter utter nonsense or utter rubbish. He comes, he's on point, he says what went wrong, he says what needs to be improved. Even with the players, he has no favoritism, you could say, because you perform well in this game, you perform well in training, you get selected, you don't, you're on the bench. So yes, credit to Ralph Ranick, spectacular job. He did see that the 4-2-2-2 was not working, switched to a 4-3-3, and I think we are finally seeing progress as well. And I did tell you the previous show, we did have a good second half against Brentford. We have to continue that second half into the first half of the West Ham United game, and then go on like that. And that is what we did see. I hope he keeps working. I hope Manchester United progress. And to be honest, I do sense a trophy coming United's way, be it the FA Cup or Champions League. I hope it is the Champions League as well, but I definitely do sense a trophy and top four coming this season as well. Considering player ratings, that is pretty much it for tonight, folks. It was a Sunday night 10 p.m. show for the match reaction and player ratings. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I did enjoy it too. So I hope you did enjoy. If you are new here, do give us a subscribe. Smash a like on the video, and yes, do share this video around as well. If you are new here, do follow us on our socials on Instagram at the united.forum. Links in the description, so do go head out to our description as well. Until I see you next Friday at 10 p.m. Will it be the pre-match press conference? Do we have a game next week? I'm not quite sure. I think the next game we have is on the 5th of February against Burnley. So until I see you next Friday at 10 p.m. for the next show, have a blessed week and a very good night, ladies and gentlemen. This is the United Forum.